doing WRPB and WRPB Studios. You guys have been following me for a long time, and the lady who's sitting next to me, she's here again because you guys got to understand what I went through and how important what she does is to so many people. So basically, I took my mom out of assisted living, and then I had to find a bed, a hospital bed, and a wheelchair, and a this, and a that, and the other thing. And I had to get it delivered. It wasn't delivered on time. There was all kinds of issues. And when I did certain things online, there was no one to get back to, no one face to face to talk to. With me is Tasha from Right There DME.
Correct.
Okay, well, so tell everyone what DME means.
DME means durable medical equipment.
So, what equipment do you have? I mean, I know you can get a million things, so you only have a certain amount of
Well,
time.
we do everything but oxygen. So we have hospital beds, knee scooters, wheelchairs, wound care supplies, incontinence supplies. We do back bracing, knee bracing, 10 unit muscle stimulators. We even now have gotten into ramping, threshold ramping, so the seniors can stay in their own home if they have a wheelchair. It's a piece of rubber ramp that's a lifetime warranty that goes right in front of that threshold. They don't have to pick up their wheelchair or their walker to get in their own home. And we also do aluminum ramping that is portable. We can install it for a business trailer, for your RV if you live in an RV, your home. Nothing gets dug into the ground. It is all ADA approved. So it's platform, it's slip resistant. You can rent those or purchase them.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to tell you something that's really interesting. I had a mobile home up here and a condo down south.
Okay.
But I spent most of my time up here. When I took my mom out of assisted living, I had to go buy a house because mom couldn't get up those 4 stairs or 5 stairs. So I'm trying to stress how important it is to know that there are places to do these things. And I could tell you now that I went to a place that's in Port St. Lucie, and I ended up buying stuff. I had to carry it back. So you deliver.
We do free delivery. We don't just deliver, we do free delivery. We set up everything. We don't set up and go, we educate. We're going to teach you how to use that particular item, whether it's a bedside commode or a walker or whatever. We're going to teach you all the ins and outs of it before we leave and make sure you're comfortable. At no point will we leave you guessing what you're supposed to do next. So,
well, I had gotten a hospital bed for my mom, and
Okay.
it was used. And they came and they set it up, and they left. I couldn't understand why it wasn't working. It wasn't working because it was the rods that make it go up and down
right.
were backwards. And I mean, I'm pretty technical, but it took me a long time to figure out. And then I basically had to take the bed apart
Right.
and put it back together. And if you know anything about hospital beds, they're heavy
Very heavy.
and hard to maneuver around.
Correct.
So it's so important that if you're moving forward with something within the health industry, that you talk to an expert. So why did you decide to do this?
Well, I've always enjoyed the medical field. Never went to nursing school like I always thought I would. So I kind of went the other way. I've always done medical billing, but I got into the DME industry about 10 years ago. And then my husband and I just decided that we needed to do something for ourselves. And we saw that Fort Pierce, Treasure Coast, Okeechobee area needed this kind of service and this business. Yes, there are other competitors for me out there, but they don't offer the customer service that we offer. We are making sure that whatever we bring to your home, that you are satisfied with it. At no point, if I bring you a bedside commode and you're like, that's not what I want, we're not making you pay for it, we're going to take it back.
And this is something we were talking about before we got on there.
Mm-hmm.
People, you might say to yourself, well, I have Medicare or Medicaid, why should I pay for it? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because when I took my mom, and everything revolved around my mom. All I've learned is from having my mom. So my mom was coming up from down south. She was in assisted living, and I ordered the bed. Well, it was supposed to be there at noon because my mom would have been at my house at noon.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't get there till 4 o'clock.
Yikes.
On top of that, it was put together wrong. So now mom couldn't go lay down. She couldn't.
Right.
It was just a nightmare. I didn't know much because I was never a caregiver. So the house that I bought was not, for lack of a better word, handicap accessible.
Accessible, yeah.
So there was no shower that she can get into. So I had to get a shower chair.
Mm-hmm.
So I go online and I order a shower chair. Shower chair comes, I put it together, and then I realize it's not what I need.
Right.
Because they don't make just a shower chair. They make now a shower chair that sits on both sides of the shower,
Yep.
and you sit them down where they can sit, and then you can slide them in.
Yep. It's called
So-
a transfer tub bench.
Okay.
So that's what they use.
And now I had this extra shower chair because I didn't know where to send it back to, and I got the proper thing.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was actually about my mom.
Right.
You get one mom, you got to take care of it.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I got that. And my mom had everything. I bought her an electric scooter. I let her have that for about 3 weeks until I sold it because she would just run over people. I couldn't deal with that. But you got to think, if for you is one thing, but when you have a parent, okay, you really have to make sure that you know what you're talking about. You have all the right pieces. And if you go online and look at the pictures, you might think you're getting the right thing.
Correct.
Okay, so it's just easier to call right there DME, and you then can figure out what they need
Mm-hmm.
and have it for them.
So we'll even come to their house, assess what they think they need,
Right.
show them what they need, whether it be on our iPad or whatever I have in my hand at the moment, and tell them what it's going to cost, how we can come put it in, and this is the situation. We want to make sure that whatever person has a handicap, a senior person, whatever it may be, we want to make sure you're buying the right thing. Buying on Amazon to get a better price isn't necessarily the right thing to do. You don't know how heavy it is. You don't know if it's the right thing, and then sending it back.
And who's gonna put it together?
Well, that's just it. It's not easy.
Right.
But we do come to your house if you're unsure what you need. Listen to what you're asking. Tell you the best solution, and then we help you resolve it from there.
So I say that I'm going to bring my mom from assisted living. She'll be at my house tomorrow at 2 o'clock. What's your delivery time?
We're gonna be at your house by 9 o'clock to deliver that bed.
And make sure it's put together properly.
And make sure it's put together. You're gonna learn how to work it, and we're gonna show you from point A to point B. And then we're also gonna leave you our business card, so that way if there's any problems after hours, our cell phone numbers are on there. You're gonna call us directly, and then we're gonna come back and fix it. If there's a kink in the wire or what have you, because those things happen.
Mm-hmm.
But before your mom gets there, the bed will be set up. It'll be working properly, and you will also know how to use it for her.
What's your biggest selling product?
Right now, we rent a lot of knee scooters. A lot of people in this area are getting ankle and foot surgery for whatever reason.
Yeah, I see a lot of them.
So we rent them. They're $50 a month. We deliver it to you. We pick it up from you. You don't even have to come to us. We do everything for you.
Do you rent everything?
We rent all of our wheelchairs, our hospital beds. You can purchase them as well, and our knee scooters. Everything else is a purchase. Bedside commodes, shower chairs.
Well,
Those
I
type of
think
things
for
are,
hygiene reasons?
yes, for hygiene reasons. Those are purchase only.
Interesting. So I call you up and I say, my mom's coming in. She's not mobile. This is what she needs. She has some wound care stuff that she needs, some bandages and stuff. You have all that stuff.
We have all of it. We have all of it. If I don't have it in stock within 24 hours, you'll have it at your front door.
Okay, and it's not, I just want to clarify, you're not a prescription delivering company.
No, I'm not.
Okay, you're durable medical equipment.
Yep.
Okay, minus oxygen.
Minus the oxygen, correct.
And I guess that's a separate license or whatever.
It is. You have to have a respiratory therapist, and that's just not something we're ready to do quite yet. Maybe down the road, who knows?
And you know, you have to understand that, like for me, I had one mom.
Yeah.
And and I just talk about my mom, but I mean, a lot of us, like I had 2 strokes. Um, Climbing up the stairs were a little difficult to start.
Mhm.
A ramp would have been really nice,
Yep.
you know. So it's like stuff like that. For me, that would have been important. Um, but a lot of us have senior parents.
We do. There are a lot of, we're finding there are a lot of seniors that live here in Florida that have no means of transportation. They'll call us and they'll say, "Oh, I'm looking for this. I got to wait for my aide to come or my son or daughter, whoever." And I'm like, "Well, we'll come to you." Well, what's that going to cost me? Well, it's going to cost you nothing because I'm going to come see what you really need.
Right.
And we offer free delivery. But if that means we've got to come several times to, do what you're asking us to do, then that's what we do. We don't charge you for it. But there's a lot of seniors here that want to stay home. They want to stay in their house. And we want to come evaluate your house and tell you what you could do to make it safer and to make it a little bit more convenient for you to get around. So we do that for you as free of charge. We're not asking for anything, but let us come help make your home safe, and we'll sell you the stuff if you're interested.
I want to clarify what you just said.
Hmm.
It's not that they want to stay home or stay in their house. They want to stay in their house so that they don't go into assisted living.
They want to be independent.
They want to be a little
They
more
want to be a little
independent.
bit more independent. So, when you take that away from them, some of them get a little sad. They get a little depressed.
I
So,
can tell you, when my mom got the wound on her heel that wouldn't heal, that was the beginning of her dying.
yeah.
Her not being independent was the beginning of her passing away.
It is with a lot of people. We just helped a lady locally who she thinks that the raised toilet seat, the little plastic thing with the handles, is a permanent fixture on her toilet. That is not a permanent fixture. That's not a long-term solution. That's for after surgery. It's for after rehab, short-term, short-lived. So with a lot of conversations back and forth, she now knows what she needs. Not something we can supply, but I've hooked her up with a plumber that is going to put in an ADA high approved toilet seat for her. It's an actual porcelain toilet, so she'll get a whole new toilet. But it's little things like that that we want to educate. I could sell her anything she wants for that. But that's not right. What's right is to tell her what is a long-term solution for her to continue to live by herself.
Okay, so when I had my mom, we bought. It basically goes around the toilet and it has 2 handles. That comes down.
Yep.
And I'm sure you have those.
Yes, that's like commodes.
So, no, this is to go on the around the toilet.
Yeah, you take out the little center thing. You can take out the little center thing, and then you can use it. Well, we have them where you can use it by the bed or take out the center thing and put it over
Now,
the
this
toilet.
is almost like not permanently mounted, but I take off the seat, and it has a hinge there,
Okay.
and then there's one
Oh.
on this way and one on this way.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so my mom has passed away a year and a half. That will never go away in my house because I think it's the greatest thing in the world.
Well, I mean, if it's installed properly and it's the right thing to fit in your bathroom, that is a permanent fixture for you.
I love it.
But a lot of elderly people have thigh issues or whatever, and they need something to help pull them up, but they need something that they can squat down and it's not too far.
Right.
So they need a proper toilet.
We're getting to the top of our time. How do people find you? You have a phone number
We do. It's 772-236-7213.
and a website?
Right there, DME.com.
Everybody, 1, use a professional. If you don't, you're really foolish. It's going to cost you 5 times more money and 10 times more in frustration. 2, if you call, it's not about just purchasing something. It's about knowing what you need and getting the right thing and having a face to go with what you're purchasing. So if something is not right or whatever, you have someone to go back to that you can talk to and who will talk to you. I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Everybody, have a great day. We'll be right back.